Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one because we are going to be discussing new product launches. If you've watched my previous video on the new Fenty Beauty skin tint, you may recognize this eye look, actually this entire look and this sweater. I am filming this on the same day. I usually don't do that, but I have a really busy week coming up. I have an appointment with my cardiologist, I have an appointment with my general physician, I have a nail appointment, which normally for most people they probably wouldn't consider that essential, but I do. I pick the skin off my lips until I bleed. If I don't have my nails on, I physically can't do it with these on. So in order to avoid harming myself and my lips, I need to get them done. It's just a fact. I have a pretty severe anxiety disorder, so that's kind of how I cope, by like ripping the skin off my face. It's great. Love it for me. And I also have an introductory appointment with my new mental health coach, so I'm looking forward to that. Basically, it's just going to be a very busy week for me. I have a ton of appointments and a ton of stuff to do, so I am filming 2 videos in one day so I can kind of keep my consistency going. I'm so close to 4,000 watch hours, which has been my goal for 2021. I'm so excited. After 4,000 watch hours, you can become monetized on YouTube and become a YouTube partner. So I'm really looking forward to that. I love creating YouTube videos. It's definitely been so much fun for me and very therapeutic. So just to be so close to monetizing that is just so exciting for me. So thank you so much for watching this and helping me achieve my goal. And anyways, I just started rambling. So yeah, essentially that's why I'm in the same sweater filming 2 videos in one day, to keep consistent because we love a consistent queen. And yeah, I will stop rambling and we can get on to discussing some new makeup launches. So I will scooch over. I hope the lighting's okay because I usually don't film this late in the day. It looks like it's okay in the viewfinder, but sometimes you just don't know until you upload it onto your computer. Anyways, now I'll stop rambling. Let's get started. I have a lot of things I want to talk about. I'm going to try not to be too negative in this video. Sometimes I can have some strong opinions, to say the least, and oftentimes when there's strong opinions about makeup, they're kind of negative. So I'm gonna try hard to be not like that in this video. I don't want to come across as too judgy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So even though I don't want to be negative, the first launch, I don't like it. It's by Ofra and it is a collaboration with Ofra and March Beauty Word. I don't know who that is. I would have to look it up, but I'm just going based off the makeup, obviously not the actual collaborator. So it comes with, it looks like a lip gloss trio, which looks fine. I've heard really good things about Ofra lip products. I've never tried Ofra lip products though. Oh, that's not true. I have one Ofra lip product. It's kind of a hard brand to get in Canada. They're sold at Ulta, but Ulta doesn't ship to Canada, and import fees to Canada from the Ofra website would probably be a lot. So I just don't usually buy from that brand. But this is an example of something that even if I could buy, I wouldn't. I have heard good things about their highlighter formula. It looks like it comes with 3 highlighters in the palette, and then it comes with 8 eyeshadows. I really like mauve tones, but I just don't really like this one. I don't know what it is about it. I feel like a lot of the colors look very similar. There's those 2 light taupey shades, the one in the top left corner and then one towards the bottom right. There's 2 deep purple shades that look very similar. It might be a different story in person, but I don't like that. I always think that if you're gonna do a small curated color story, don't have repeat shades. That's just how I feel, man. If I'm gonna buy 8 shadows, I want them to be 8 different shadows. I also don't love the fact that the highlighter and the eyeshadows are in the same palette. I don't know why this bugs me, but like I don't like it. I don't like cheek and eye palettes being in the same thing. I would rather have an all cheek palette and an all eye palette. So that's just how I am. And I don't like different pan sizes. I don't like that at all. Sun just got really bright in here. Hopefully the lighting's still okay. I can't really tell because the sun is like in my eyes. Next up, I want to talk about this really quickly because it's obvious that I was interested in this product. It's the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Skin Tint. Obviously I was intrigued because I have it right here. This dropped last Thursday and I already got my hands on it. The review should be up. I will link it in the cards up above. I can't remember what side it's on, but I'll link it somewhere. I am wearing it right now. Hopefully my skin looks okay. I think it's a really trendy launch. I think obviously I was interested in it, so I think it's a good launch. Light coverage is very trendy right now. Skin tint is very trendy. Light and dewy is very trendy, but this one isn't really super dewy. I find the thing with a lot of skin tints is they are very glowy finishes, but for someone with oily skin such as myself, that's not really gonna work for me. I'm gonna look like a grease bucket by nude. So that's what I liked about this one, is that it wasn't particularly glowy. It says it's formulated for all skin types, and Rihanna has oily skin, so because of that, I usually feel pretty safe buying Fenty Beauty products, especially the complexion ones, because I know they're Rihanna tested, and my girl Riri would never do us oily skin chicks wrong. So obviously I thought that was a good launch because it is one that I purchased. Next up, I don't think I've talked about this yet. Did I talk about it in my Auntie haul? I have no idea. I really don't know. It's the ColourPop and Lizzie McGuire collab. I can't even keep track of what I've talked about already. Okay, so it looks like I did not talk about this in my last Andy haul, thank goodness. I didn't think I did because I didn't hate this collection. I actually kind of like it. One thing I do want to say is like ColourPop, can we get like a different shade of blush? It's always the same. It's always a really light baby doll pink and then like a medium tone mauve, and I'm just kind of over it. Like, let's see some really nice bright blushes with some really pretty undertones. I don't know, I just feel like with blush there's so much you could do and ColourPop just keeps doing the same thing. However, what intrigues me is the eyeshadow palette. I think it's a really pretty color story. I think the pop of lime green is really nice and also really fits in well with the IP of the collection. The lime green and the purple, I really like it. I think it's a pretty palette for sure. I also like the So Juicy glosses. That is definitely one of my favorite gloss formulas from ColourPop. It's what I keep in my makeup artistry kit. It's what I'm wearing today. I like them so much more than the Luxe lip glosses. So much more comfortable, so much more glossy, not as thick and goopy. And I think that the squeezy tube is also very nostalgic of the early 2000s, which also fits in the whole Lizzie McGuire IP. However, the one thing that really intrigues me is the bubble gum. I don't know if it's a lip mask or a lip scrub. It's a lip product that smells like bubble gum. I am a sucker for yummy scented lip products. Like, sucker. If something has a scent that is different than like the usual scent, I am all about it. Like for the So Juicy glosses, usually they smell very minty. If they made these ones smell like bubblegum, I would probably go out and purchase that set of glosses just because they smell like bubblegum. I don't know why, but I'm such a scent freak. I don't know what it is about it, but as soon as they change the scent on something, even if I already have the product, I'm like, I need that new scented item. Anyway, so that's what intrigued me about the collection. The Glitterly Obsessed, I could definitely do without. They're not really my favorite products from ColourPop. I just never know what to do with them. The glitter gels are like scented, so I don't really feel comfortable putting that around my eye area, especially because the glitter particles are so big. But then it's like, what else do you use them for? Like a body glitter? Okay, but the particles are really big. I feel like the only time this would be appropriate is at like a music festival, and like we're not going to music festivals right now during a pandemic. So isn't it Coachella season? Is Coachella happening this year? Probably not. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I feel about that collection. Definitely interested, especially that bubblegum product. Next, I just want to talk about this briefly. This isn't a cruelty-free brand, so I don't really want to give them too much attention on my channel. I specifically talk about products and brands that are cruelty-free, and this is not, but I just wanted to mention it because I thought it was really interesting. This is a new collection from NARS. I don't know what it's called or anything, but I just wanted to mention how similar that eyeshadow palette looks to those Huda Beauty Obsession palettes. I thought this was a new Huda Beauty Obsession collection, and it turns out it is not. It's by NARS. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out really quickly. Moving on. Speaking of Huda Beauty Obsessions palette, she is coming out with 3 new palettes. They are the brown collection. Oh, she called it the tortoise collection. I don't know how I feel about that. So she called one the caramel brown palette, the toffee brown, and the chocolate brown palette. I feel like if she was gonna go for caramel, toffee, and chocolate, she could have made it kind of like a yummy food theme. I get the tortoise shell, that's what that pattern's called, right? I don't know. I understand it, but I just think that if she was gonna go with toffee, caramel, and chocolate, I would have liked to see a food theme. You can tell that I love to eat. Not only that, but as I said earlier, I do feel like Huda Beauty is really bad for doing this. I feel like she always includes at least 2 very similar shades in these palettes. And when you only have 9 pans to work with, I want to see a large range of colors. Like with the chocolate palette, I feel like the middle shade is very similar to the bottom left corner shade. And with the toffee palette, the color in the middle row on the right column is very similar to the top row in the middle column. I don't know, it's just something I've noticed. I feel like Huda Beauty really does create a lot of these little obsession palettes that are curated color stories, but often includes repeat shades. And sometimes they're slightly different, but I feel like they're not different enough to justify purchasing a palette. Because for me, especially if it's a small color story, as I mentioned previously, I want to get like the most bang for my buck. I want all of these shades to be different. So I feel like Huda Beauty is like kind of a bad offender for that. When I said that specifically earlier in the video, she was who I thought about. Anyway, moving on, Too Faced has launched a new collection. This is the Teddy Bear collection, and it is just a bunch of nudes. I think that teddy bear highlighter is really cute. I think that one will do well. I don't like different pan sizes. So those 2 larger shades in the eyeshadow palette, I'm not really a big fan of. I feel like those shimmer shades though, they kind of look like the ones from the Huda Beauty New Nude palette. In the promotional images, they look look very similar with that kind of chunkier shimmer formula. I wonder if they are actually similar. I don't own the Huda Beauty palette, so I'll never know. I don't really intend on purchasing this one. I just have a ton of nude eyeshadows, and I feel like Too Faced is so hit and miss with quality. I do think that this idea is like a super cute concept. I just feel like with Too Faced's reputation for quality lately, as well as the fact that I already have a bunch of these colors, there's just not a whole lot that's intriguing to me beyond the concept. And I don't really like the Too Faced lip injection formula, so I definitely won't be buying that. Okay, moving on. This one kind of freaks me out. It's the NYX Cosmetics Tetris palette. Why is that thing so big? How is one to store that? You can't tell me that there are not like 10 of the same shades in that palette. How many eyeshadows are in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 10 by 8 palette. There's 80 colors in there. I will never use an 80 pan eyeshadow palette. That's way too big. I feel like Tetris would be a fun collab for sure, but they didn't have to execute it this way. I feel like they could have done something cool, especially with like the block theme and stuff like that. But to have 80 eyeshadow pans? 80? It's too much. That just blows my mind. Like my mind is overwhelmed just by looking at it and trying to think of a look. So this one is a definite no for me. I'm not feeling it. I get overwhelmed very easily. Again, my mental health, not the best. So just looking at this, my mind is like, ooh. I just get super overwhelmed, and this palette kind of makes me anxious looking at it. So we're gonna move on. Okay, so this next one was actually just announced a couple hours ago. This is the Major Sculpt collection by Patrick Ta Beauty. I am not sure how I feel about this. At first I was like, yes, bronzer duos, this is perfect because I'm always looking for bronzer products for my makeup artist kit. I've mentioned this in a previous video, not sure which one it was, but as a makeup artist, I really want a large range of bronzers. And by range, I mean like a big skin tone range with a good formula. So I was really excited to see this until I saw the fact that it was cream and powder in the same palette. I just feel like as a makeup artist, that can get really messy. Not only can it get messy, but it can also be really unhygienic if you're not careful. The way I use cream products is I scoop out the product on a little sanitized spatula and put it onto a sanitized palette, and I work from there. The way I use powders, because it has less water content than a cream, is I can just sanitize it with alcohol before the client and then dip my brush directly into it. So because I use those two products so differently, having them in the same palette could potentially be a contamination problem for my kit. And the thing is, I thought with Patrick Ta, like he's a pro MUA, he probably would think of that. But then again, I thought back to his other launches, and it seems like his launches are more targeted towards consumers than they are like pro makeup artists. So for this launch, it doesn't feel super off-brand. I was just excited about it because I've been looking for bronzers for my kit. For personal use, I would definitely consider this. The lightest undertone looks really nice. I wish there were more shades. There's only 3 shades it looks like. And the lightest one does look really nice for me, but I would be concerned about the fact that there may not be something dark enough for the deeper skin tone range. And I wish he had just some more tones to kind of fill out that range. It doesn't feel like 3 is enough. Speaking of cheek products lacking range, this is, oh crap, what's the brand called? Artist Couture. These are the Love Sprung face palettes. So they're little cheek palettes, and I think they're really beautiful. I think the packaging is perfect for spring. I really like the colors that were chosen. The only thing is they swatched these on deeper complexions, and I feel like these colors looked kind of ashy. So I feel like if they were gonna do a volume 1 and a volume 2, make the volume 1 look better on light to medium skin tones, and then a volume 2 that's gonna look better on deeper skin tones. Honestly, I don't really understand why that wasn't done, especially if they were gonna show the swatches on deeper skin tones. Like, it didn't really look appealing. If I were to purchase these just like from a kit standpoint, I would really want something with a lot of beautiful rich pigment that will show up and not make somebody look ashy. It's not a good look, you know? So I guess what I'm saying about this launch is I just wish it was a little bit more inclusive. However, for my cheeks, I would be interested in it, but I don't think I'll purchase it just because I have been enjoying dabbling in some cream products lately. And I already have a lot of blush palettes and trios. I have the ones from Morphe, and I also have the Stilazzi blush kits, which are like my favorite of all time. So yeah, for that reason, I probably won't purchase these, but I do think they're really pretty, especially the packaging. Okay, next up is a mascara from Dragon Beauty. This is the Explicit Mascara from Nikita. I won't be purchasing this because I don't like Nikita Dragon. I think she's very problematic. She doesn't wear a mask in public. She shares shares her platform with a lot of problematic people, which is problematic in itself. So I won't be supporting her, but I do think that this is kind of an interesting wand. It's like a little spiral. It's not that it's never been done before, but I do think it's a little bit unique, especially lately. I feel like the big fluffy mascara wands are really in right now, whereas this is something that's a lot smaller. And for someone like me with smaller eyes, I would definitely consider purchasing this if it wasn't Nikita's, just because I really like smaller mascara wands that really allow me to get into the corners of my eyes. Sometimes those big brushes, like they're actually bigger than my eyeball, so it's like really tricky to work with. So yeah, I think this is a good solid launch from Nikita, and I hope it does well. I wish her all the best, but I will not be supporting her. Let's talk about another mascara that I won't be supporting because I don't like the person. The Jeffree Star Proof Mascara. Just his like super over sexualized launches. I don't know how I feel about it. First of all, I saw someone on TikTok that tried this out and then actually did have sex, and it smudged everywhere. It didn't really work. So is it really proof? Probably not. I think with the theming, like he went in, as he usually does with packaging and such. He's usually really good with creating really unique packaging. So for that, I applaud him. It is a really cool packaging concept for sure. I don't know what the wand looks like. I don't think I looked. Let me take a peek here. I don't know if they even posted a photo. No, they didn't post a photo of what the wand looks like. I wish they would have, because that would definitely influence if I would want to purchase that. I mean, actually, no, it wouldn't. Honestly, it could be like the best looking wand ever and I still wouldn't buy it because it's Jeffree Star. However, I applaud him for following through with that concept through and through clearly. But yeah, definitely will not be purchasing that one personally. Next up is another Morphe collab. I feel like Morphe has just been pumping out the influencer collabs. And why are they always with TikTok stars? I don't understand. So this is the collaboration with Avani. I think that's how you pronounce her name. If not, please correct me. So they collaborated with her. I believe she's a TikTok star. I don't follow her personally, but yeah. Follow me on TikTok though. I create content for there on occasion. The palette, I don't like at all. I feel like, first of all, there's different size pans. What's with everyone releasing palettes that are different size pans? My eyes cannot handle pans that are not universally the same size and shade. But the thing is, like everyone who I personally watch also has an issue with different pan sizes. Like I don't think it's a popular thing to have different pan sizes and shapes. I don't think my opinion of not liking it is an unpopular one, but yet brands keep doing it. Why is that? Also, I don't really like the color story. It kind of confuses me. I feel like small, concise color stories have been a thing for a long time now, to the point where larger color stories just confuse me nowadays. So yeah, I'm just unsure about this whole color story. It just kind of overwhelms me. I'm not sure what those are, but they kind of look like lip glosses. Those might be nice. It looks like it comes with 2 lip products, a red and a black. I would not wear either. The packaging of this collection reminds me a lot of the Nikita and Morphe collab. I feel like they're all starting to kind of look the same. I think in color story it also kind of reminds me of the Nikita palette with like the bright greens and stuff. I don't know, it kind of gives me the same sort of vibe. Either way, I won't be purchasing it. It's just not my type of color story, and it's just kind of overwhelming to look at for me personally. Moving on, this is something I really want to try. It's the body cream by what's this called? Sol de Janeiro. It's the Bom Dia Bright Body Cream. It smells like warm vanilla woods and black amber plum. That sounds like it smells delicious. I'm very much a vanilla kind of gal. I'm also a fruity scent gal. So you put fruits and vanilla together and I am there. I really love the original Bum Bum cream. It smells fantastic and it makes my skin so hydrated. It's a little expensive. Well, it's very expensive. I cannot afford to be using that as my body cream right now. However, maybe for like a little treat or something, I would definitely consider purchasing this one. Ideally, I'd like to smell it in person. However, it doesn't look like we'll be able to have testers in stores for a while now, because I've read some reviews and some people really love the smell and other people really hate the smell. The smell sounds divine to me, but scents are always so personal. I would like to smell it in person, but I'd be willing to like take a gamble and just purchase this without smelling it first. Next up are some blushes. These are by Moira Cosmetics. I don't really know much about this brand. I have heard of them, but I can't put my finger on any of their previous launches. However, these ombre blushes look so beautiful. I really love the tones of them. I really like that you can custom create your own kind of color. You could like swirl all of the colors together for your like little custom shade. I also think the embossing is incredibly beautiful. I am am a sucker for some pretty embossing. The only thing with these kinds of products is that they're so beautiful that I hardly get any use out of them. I don't want to mess up the pretty patterns, you know? So I just like only use it for special occasions and like hardly ever touch it. And like, that's not the way to be, you know? You should use and love the products that you buy. But that nude one and the one with the light and deep pinks, oh, that's so pretty. I love, love, love this concept, and I think they're beautiful, and I would definitely be interested in purchasing. I don't know how much these retail for, but I would definitely be willing to do some more research and maybe buy one, see how it goes. I don't know. I haven't tried anything from Moira, so I feel like that would be kind of a fun place to start. And the last thing I want to talk about are from ColourPop. It's the Cheek Dew Serum Blush. I really, really want to try these. I think I was supposed to get them in PR, but I temporarily asked to be removed from PR from ColourPop a few weeks back just because my mental health was really struggling, so I didn't want to receive things and like not talk about them. So I put my PR on pause just for a week or two, and I'm pretty sure that's when I would have been sent these cheek dews. So that kind of sucks, but I can totally buy a couple. I really think I like liquid blushes. I really like the Rare Beauty one, and I'm finding cream blushes are just really hard for me to work with. As I've said before, it's kind of a learning curve, but I don't know. I seem to have a lot more luck with really liquidy cream blushes. But yeah, I really want to try these. I think these would be really pretty, and they're probably at a great price point. So I will definitely be adding one of these to my ColourPop order next time I make a purchase. And that's everything for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. Please leave in the comments down below some new launches that you are or are not interested in and why. Please don't forget to subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay. I just really appreciate you being here. It helps my channel out so much by you watching, so thank you. Please leave any video requests you may have in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!